thing, and Trump is just proving that he's an idiot.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen because you can't change the Constitution with an executive order.
No, you cannot. So it's just kind of funny to bring up. Speaking of funny things to bring up, Kanye West, everyone.
Executive order. I don't like him anymore.
Yeah. How about you want to talk about insane, Austin? I think Kanye is just fucking batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
I think he clearly has some kind of chemical imbalance, and he's even admitted as much.
Oh, okay.
He said he was off his medication when he said. Ironically, he said something about the 13th Amendment and how we should get rid of that.
Let's.
What is it with these two wanting to get rid of amendment?
I don't know.
It's like, look, we don't need to amend stuff.
So this comes from CNN, CNN Entertainment, and just like that, Kanye West appears to be over politics. Just weeks after visiting the White House, Kanye West appears to be a little tired of politics. The rapper and designer on Tuesday said on Twitter that he plans on distancing himself from politics, alleging he's being used to spread messages that he doesn't believe in.
Oh yeah,
I'm distancing myself from politics and completely focusing on being creative.
And just like that, I lost my one black friend.
No, he's got Ben Carson.
He's never awake.
When he wakes up. Kanye West's tweet here. My eyes are now wide open, and I now realize I've been used to spread messages I don't believe in. I am distancing myself from being creative.
My eyes are now wide open. Something Ben Carson will never say.
He also he went on a tweeting spree here. He said in another tweet, I support creating jobs and opportunities for people who need them the most. I support prison reform. I support common sense gun laws that will make our world safer. All of a sudden.
Oh shit. I think he just realized he's a Democrat.
Yeah. Like what?
And kind of a centrist one.
He says, I support those who risk their lives to serve and protect us, and I support holding people who misuse their power accountable. I believe in love and compassion for people seeking asylum and parents who are fighting to protect their children from violence and war. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Easy, buddy. Listen, you don't know what you're talking about, so just shut the hell up.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I am so mad. I'm just so mad because he's been wearing a MAGA hat for the last 2 years.
Look, don't get mad at Kanye. He's not the only one who's pretended to be both a Democrat and Republican. Okay,
he's so fucking annoying. All of a sudden, he just fucking becomes a Democrat.
Yeah.
How? So like,
I wonder. It makes me just wonder if his wife wrote all of that for him.
I don't
know.
Look,
Kanye,
man.
give me the phone, and you're gonna shut up for now.
Oh, jeez! Like all of a sudden, all those statements. He believes in love and compassion for people seeking asylum. That goes against everything Republicans want.
It's probably because she's probably like, Kanye, Alyssa Milano won't even call me back anymore.
Yeah. He supports common sense gun laws. Really? Because the guy that you're just sucking his dick doesn't.
Look, the only common sense gun law is that everybody needs a gun. That's the common sense.
Exactly. It's all bizarre. And that's pretty much the end of the article.
No.
It just goes on. It just talks about how he's now done with politics. And now he said, I would like to thank my family, loved ones, and community for supporting my, in caps, actual beliefs and my vision for a better world. If these are your actual beliefs, why were you doing this whole stunt? Just for popularity?
And much like America, or much like the average American, Kanye's flirtation with politics involved him screaming about things he didn't know anything about, having all the wrong opinions, and then realizing he was wrong and having it be too late.
Yeah. How about it? Yeah. That's fucking, it's so crazy. So there's Kanye. Yeah. Kanye being Kanye, I guess. Yeah. So we went from a Republican who is actually a Democrat. Now we're going to move to a Democrat who's actually a Republican. Claire McCaskill clings to Trump on border security in bid to save her seat. Now, that's one thing. The title of the article doesn't actually do justice to what she's actually saying and doing. The Missouri senator went on Fox News to denounce, quote, crazy Democrats and say that she supports the president when it comes to the migrant caravan.
Finally.
What? During an interview with Fox News' Brett Baer on Monday, Senator Claire McCaskill embraced some of President Donald Trump's rhetoric about border security and attempted to distance herself from what she called one of those crazy Democrats who opposed him and his policies. McCaskill is viewed as one of the most embattled Senate Democrats who are up for re-election, other than Heidi Heitkamp, who's now down by like 20 points. By the way. Yeah, I'm so sad. For re-election this year, and her appearance on the president's favorite cable news network 1 week away from midterm elections. She affirmed that she backs the president 100% when it comes to preventing the entry of a caravan and asylum seekers and migrants marching toward the U.S.
I'm sorry, I need people to back me 120%, okay? 120%. That's how much GDP grew this month. 120%. And that's how much I need people to back me. We're going to do this 120%.
I don't know much about the GDP, but I don't think that's right.
Look, everything I say is right because I said it, okay?
Okay. I would not call my colleagues crazy, although she actually did in the previous statement.
Crazy.
But Elizabeth Warren sure went after me when I advocated tooling back some of the regulations for small banks and credit unions, McCaskill said, referring to a bill rolling back some critical parts of Dodd-Frank law.
Because they created massive incentive for the things that led to the financial crisis. That's what she went after you. What do you think? Like she was just born hating the banks? Like Elizabeth Warren was born angry at banks. It's not how it works. It's not.
I know. She came out of her mother. Yeah. She's like, "Fuck you, Wells Fargo." So okay, I understand you're in a red state and you want to attract the red, the Republicans. I was going to say red people, but I'm like, that might be racist.
Yeah, that is racist. That's 100% racist. And they're not even there.
I know. Not anymore.
Yeah.
We took care of that.
Excuse me. You and your people took care of the Italians.
Yeah, it was specifically Italians. They're like, "How are you in my land? I'm trying to make a pizza." No, you got to go out to the west.
I'm glad you did that, not me.
Now, what I don't understand is why she's attacking certain people. Instead of attacking people like Cory Booker, who's viewed as a centrist and stuff like that, she actually went on to attack Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, of course, yeah, because she views them as the fringe.
Right. However, a lot of Republicans attract themselves to those type of progressives.
I know.
Because their policies actually help them.
Yeah.
So now you go after Sanders and Warren, okay, but you lose a lot of those Republicans that might have come to you.
And then you lose your base, too.
Yeah, and then you lose your base. Yeah, so you're not winning anything.
She's just not good at politics.
Clearly not. And I think she's still winning her race. Hold on. We're going to do this.
And the crazy thing is, like, you can, have a semi-progressive message and win in a red state, or at least do well. Look at Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah, he's doing, what is he down by? What's the,
according to a poll I just saw, it's 3.5%.
Okay. That's within the margin of error. Yep. So McCaskill is currently, according to Real Clear Politics average polls, down by 2 points. So she's according to Fox News just a week ago, they were in a tie. Now she's down. It's good. I hate to say it because at the end of the day, you still rather have a Democrat in office than a Republican. But it doesn't seem like she's much of a Democrat.
No, and my hope is that little blip, won't be enough to have her lose, and then if she wins, she'll realize, that was the wrong way to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
That's the best you can hope for.
It looks like she's down right now. John Willis actually is the one who introduced us to Claire McCaskill and warned us about her a long, long time ago.
Of the Wayward Willis podcast.
Of the Wayward Willis. So there's Claire McCaskill being Joe Manchin, I guess.
Apparently she dressed as Joe Manchin for Halloween this year.
Now we shouldn't be shaming her for her looks there.
I'm not shaming her for her looks.
Wait, that's not a costume that she's wearing? Oh, oops. You know what's funny to me too, Austin?
Sure.
Democrats seem to have the problem, like there's a few Democrats who are actually Republicans. It doesn't seem like the Republicans have that problem.
No, they don't, because they know to run to their base.
Yeah.
Because it's common
crazy.
sense. It's smart politics. But
while the right is getting more and more to the right, the left is going to the center. It's like,
yeah, because it's the Overton window. The Overton window is shifting to the right, and it has been since the 70s.
I know. Hopefully, we can change that.
Yeah, we might.
You know what we have to do that though?
Vote.
Vote.
By the way,
vote.
A poll that came out last month says that 54% of millennials would prefer a system of government such as democratic socialism over unfettered capitalism.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
It's pretty impressive.
Generations woke.
Yeah, well, we're waking. We're waking.
Yeah, look, we just got to get our 12 hours of Twitch in, and then we'll be all right.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be pretty rough. Our final story for today involves another politician of the KKK variety, I guess.
Yeah.
Steve King, if you didn't know. If you know who Steve King is, that's probably an okay thing. He's an awful, awful human being.
Yes, he is.
He's one of the few, I can't even say one of the few anymore, but he's one of those Republicans who is extremely racist, but is not afraid to show it.
Yeah.
At all. He actually embraces it. And his campaign's pretty much running on racism.
And he can get away with it most of the time because he runs in a state that I think is made up of albinos. I'm not sure.
It's pretty fucking close. Iowa is the state. Yeah. Now, there's a couple big important news breaks coming out of this whole race between him and his Democratic opponent. What's his name? Schloten.
Just a series of weird sounds.
J.D. Schloten.
That sounds right.
Holton?
I love how you just keep going. You're so obviously wrong. I was like, no, I'm just going to keep going. Like, it doesn't get better.
Schulten. J.D. Schulten. So, a little earlier this week, a newspaper that has apparently been endorsing Steve King for a long fucking time
just found out that he's Steve King and not Stephen King. Like, we thought we were endorsing these, mediocre horror novels this whole time. And the only difference is an N in a word.
Wow. The editorial board of an Iowa newspaper broke with tradition on Friday and endorsed the Democratic opponent to incumbent Steve King. Those were not easy words for us to write, the editorial board of the Sioux City Journal wrote. The Journal said
it wasn't easy to say
still,
that we should not vote for the racist.
Yeah, Alabama almost voted for a pedophile. Remember. It's sometimes very hard to break from tradition, even if it's a pedophile. The Journal said it previously endorsed
That's
King.
what the Catholics say.
Oh my God. So true. An 8-term congressman, because the board thought he was an honest, principled family man. How? How do you even come to that conclusion in the first place?
And then we listened to him.
Yeah. Then we actually looked him up and we're like, whoa. Well, what's that line? Oh, it's a swastika on his forehead.
No, we were way off.
We were wrong. In spite of the criticisms we also shared in those endorsements, we believe King's strengths were enough to make him a better choice for his district than the Democratic challengers he faced in the past.
Wrong.
But King's challenger, J.D. Schloten, has strengths of his own, the group wrote. With a candidate of Schloten's caliber on the ballot, we decided we wouldn't overlook again the concerns that we have shared about King in the past in making an endorsement in the race this year. King has been criticized by a newspaper for his inflammatory or questionable comments in the past. No fucking joke. How about that? He faced backlash earlier this month after he endorsed a Toronto mayoral candidate described as a white supremacist after appearing on a podcast produced for a neo-Nazi website.
Oh.
that wasn't the first time King was tied by his words or actions to such intolerant